Hey there, it's Brooke Sellas, and today I want to get a little bit ranty for Volume 6 of our Lost to Loyal newsletter, so buckle up. We're diving into a hot topic, which is social media dead? Spoiler alert, it's not, and I will show you why it is not. Engagement rates are plummeting. The industry hovers around 1 to 3.5% for engagement, and anything above that is considered high engagement or a unicorn account. But here's the twist. Engagement isn't dying, it's evolving. If you remember the old days of social media, it was like the Oprah moment for dopamine, right? You get a dopamine and you get a dopamine. Everybody gets a dopamine. Literally, the social media platforms were built to use dopamine to get people hooked to social media. So those rushes from likes and shares were completely normal and were actually baked into the channels that we were using. Social media is and was a dopamine factory, but what's changing is how people are getting their dopamine fixes from social media, right? If you know anything about dopamine or a little bit of science here, it's that over time you get used to things and you need more and more dopamine or different types of dopamine for things to still work. So that has changed in that the likes, the shares, the comments, that's not necessarily what users are looking for that dopamine rush. They're actually looking for more conversation. So what's changing is that people are moving away from vanity metrics, both as consumers and as brands. And if you are not yet moving away from vanity metrics as a brand, I'm encouraging you to do that because users on social media are now looking for more meaningful interactions. So today, it's different because it's about genuine connections. It's not how many followers do I have. It's how many of those people are actually engaged with me as a brand or a business or a company. It's all about authentic content. So it's not sell. It's like, how does this piece of content help me connect with these people who want to engage with me or are engaging with me? Ultimately, it's just more customer centric. So it's not about how many, it's about how meaningful. So how can you build a new dopamine machine? I want you to think less about campaigns and more about conversations. Oh yeah, our tagline, which was created, 13 some odd years ago, think conversation, not campaign, definitely applies today. So remember, as you're thinking through your social strategy for 2024 and beyond, it's about connecting, not just collecting followers. You're going to want to engage with these 3 types of users. And essentially, these are the new connected users on social media. There's the conscious scroller. This person is seeking value. So it's a discount. It's a how to use your product or service. It's user-generated content, UGC. It's understanding how your product or service stands out from everybody else's. It's those conversations that you're having with other engaged community members that they can lurk or watch. It's your online reviews. It's how people talk about your brand on social media. The next one is the silent observer. This person prefers to lurk. And this has always been a thing, right? But I think more people are lurking because the internet's become, a volatile place sometimes. You put what you think is an innocuous comment on something, and all of a sudden you've got all these people after you. So how can you get lurkers to take action? Well, the action's not going to be, right, that comment and that conversation, but they could certainly have a reaction or a like to that post or concentrate on click-through rate. How can you get them so interested in what it is that you're offering that they want to click and leave that channel of choice on social to go to your website or to some other site? And the last group I want you to think about are the trustfluencers. And these are people who have trust built in. We've all heard the adage, people trust people before they trust brands. Well, these are your people who are representing your brand. So this could be brand or customers. It could be brand advocates. It could be brand influencers. But anyone who genuinely loves and uses your product or service that other people would rely on for recommendations. I've got really great examples of this in our State of Social Care report for 2023. If you haven't yet read that, you definitely should. Just head over to bsquared.media, go under resources, under our original marketing research section, and it's the first one on the left that pops up. So we've got our 3 people who are going after. Now what do we need to do with our content? Well, we need to focus on creating value. You need to show your audience how you solve their problems, share customer testimonials, again, that whole peer-to-peer trustfluencer thing, and embrace storytelling. Again, none of these are new, but you've got to stop creating content for followers. I want you to create content for customers. I want you to stop building a follower base and start building a customer base on your social channels. True storytelling as an art, it creates experiences that are going to resonate personally with those people who want to engage with you, our customers, our would-be customers on your social media channels. You have to be able to turn those past viewers, those lurkers, those would-be customers into active participants. This is not easy, but it absolutely can be done. So let's talk about some content pillars to think about. Education, right? The only people who are going to care about how your product or service works are your customers and people who may become your customers. So keep the education content coming and don't worry about the people who don't engage with it, because guess what? They're probably not your customer. They might not be your customer, or maybe they're just not your customer right now. So continue on with the educational content. Obviously, entertainment is always good. If you can release, educational content that combines with entertainment, or what we call edutainment type content here at B Squared, that is going to be key to getting you some really good engagement. And lastly, empathy. Right? We have to empathize with our consumers. Research shows that the younger consumers are actually choosing brands based on how their core values align with the brand's values. So if there's no connection there, it's going to be really hard to turn those passive viewers into active, engaged participants on your social media pages. So how can you educate? How-to guides, right? Those are the greatest things on earth. People love how-to content to this day. This is nothing new. Just create more of it. Make it shorter, make it more to the point, add more context, show your differentiator, etc., etc. Entertainment, we have found over and over and over and over and over again over the past 12 years, with no matter the industry, that behind the scenes content always performs best. People want to get to know the people behind the brand. So figure out how you can create more behind the scenes content and empathize with those customer success stories. So if you already have some of those customers who are advocates or who are always engaging on your content, get those people to agree to do some customer success stories, customer experience stories. Building this whole customer-centric social strategy isn't just nice, it's necessary. This is how you will continue to be able to use social media this year and beyond, while everyone else is going to do it the same way and watch all of their stats plummet. It differentiates your brand, it improves your outcomes, and it creates growth. So remember, you're not chasing likes. We are done chasing likes. We're building relationships for serious this time. That is the future of social media. And there you have it. Let's shift our focus and build a social media presence that's alive, thriving, and genuinely engaging. We'll catch you next quarter with Volume 7. And hey, if you're seeing this on YouTube and not through our newsletter, where I go much, 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 much deeper on this, there's a lot more content that wasn't said in this quick little video. You can subscribe to the newsletter at bsquared.media/newsletter. See you next time.